Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the blog. So, in today's video, we are going to create a footer design in Figma. So, like you all know, we were designing a food and travel blog in Figma, and I think we have done 3 videos, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so hero section, then the about section. These are some popular posts in the travel category, and this is some posts from our shop. So basically some items from our shop that we are going to display on homepage. And then this is the last section that we are going to design today, the newsletter and the normal footer and copyright section. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, I'll leave a link in the description. You can check those videos out so that you can design this entire page on your own in Figma. And we have used a lot of concepts for creating this. We have used components, variants, auto layout. Okay, so you can check those videos. I'll leave a link in the description. So about this footer section that we are going to design today, so let's see what we have over here. So this is the subscription section, so a weekly newsletter. I have the title that I've given to this section, and so we have one title and we have a subtitle, and these are normal input boxes and the subscribe button. So the buttons and the input boxes have the same height and width. Okay, and the height of these input boxes and buttons is same as that of this button that we created earlier. Okay, so we are not creating something very new. This is just a call to action button, and so we have used a bright orange color for it. Okay, so after this subscription box, what we are going to do is we are going to create a normal footer that has one about section. Then these are some quick links to some of the important resources, and this is the social media links. Okay, and at the very end we have this copyright section, copyrights, and over here we have some important links. These are privacy policy, terms and conditions, affiliate disclosure, and contact. So affiliate disclosure is something that you have to put to tell your users that this site contains affiliate links, and if you buy anything, the owner of this site will get a small commission. Okay, so that's it. So this is a very simple layout. Okay, I've seen a lot of blogs using all these elements in single line, so name, email, and subscribe. Now we could do that, but I wanted to keep it very simple and minimal, and something that went with our theme, right? So I think this is pretty neat and clean, and let's get started. Let's design this. I'll show you the design file as well. Okay, so this is how it looks. So this is 4 column. However, we are going to keep it fixed width. This is 4 column only for MacBook Pro. So this is going to be fixed width. So automatically it will resize if you take the size of this frame reduces. This is only for desktop screens. So for desktop this is going to be the width. And then in the about section we have got some text. Emily is a UK based food and travel blogger. She loves music festivals, cats and yoga. You can connect with her on Instagram. And these are quick links. I'll read it out for you if this is not visible. Easy recipes for travelers, destination travel guides, and work with me. and these are the icons. So the icons I've taken from a site called Ionicons. Okay, and this is the copyright section. Okay, so that's it. So let's get started. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for all these other posts, all these other sections that we designed. So if you're new to this channel, let me tell you that we are working on a food and travel blog, and in the last 2 or 3 videos we created a navigation bar, then we created this hero section, and then this about section, then these are some popular posts from travel, and this is a part of a shop that we will have on our site. So these are some items from the shop, and finally this footer. So this will complete the design of our home page for the food and travel blog. So be sure to check out those videos as well, so that you can design this entire thing on your own. And if you do design it, please send me a link in the comment section so that I can take a look at it and give you a feedback if there is any. Alright guys, and also if you have not seen this, this is responsive. Okay, and we are using auto layout for this, auto layout frames. We have used the concept of constraints and resizing, and this entire page is responsive. Okay, all this is responsive. So you'll have pretty good time. If you are new to Figma, you'll learn a lot of things, and I'm sure you'll enjoy creating this page in Figma. Okay, so let's get started. I have already copied these first 3 sections to a new file. Okay, and now we are just going to add a footer to this page. Okay, so first thing that we are going to do is we are going to increase the height of our frame. So let's see how much this is. So this is 72 pixels white space. Okay, so if you want to see the distance that is there between any 2 items, you'll have to press an Alt, and then automatically you'll see. Okay, so I've pressed Alt and immediately I get to see how much distance we have between these 2. Okay, so now I'm going to increase the height of this frame. So I'll click on the frame, I'll press Ctrl and I'll drag it down. Okay, that's it. Now we'll put the title, and for this we are using this. Okay, this is our heading which we created earlier, and we are going to call it weekly newsletter. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Yep. And this is in center, and the distance is 64. We can always adjust the distance, but for now we're just going to keep it 64. And then we have this subtitle. So for subtitle we are going to use Source Sans Pro, the font called Source Sans Pro. This is Montserrat. So let's say join what was the text? Join 30,000 plus subscribers like you who enjoy food and traveling. Join 30,000 plus subscribers like you who enjoy food and traveling. Okay, so the font size and font family. This is Source Sans Pro. This will be regular, and the font size that we are going to use is 24. We'll center align it. Okay, this is 24 regular, and the distance we are going to keep as 16. Okay, and we are going to center align it. This is center aligned as well, and in the constraints and resizing you can go over here and you can do center, and for this as well you can do center, so that way when you resize this to, let's say, 1300, it will stay in the center of the page. Okay, yeah, cool. So that is done. Now we want to add some input boxes, and for that, like I said earlier, we are going to use the same button. Okay, and this button is 56 pixels, so we will create a rectangle that is 56 pixels in height and covers 4 columns, and we'll create a copy of it, and we'll create one more copy. So over here we are going to use this color. I'll leave all these colors in the description. For now, if you want to see, it is EB5E28. Okay, and let's set the distance as well. So distance between these two is 48, and then this and this will keep distribute vertical spacing, and the spacing will keep as 16 pixels. Okay, now so we'll add the text, name, and email. Okay, we will keep the distance at 16. Okay, let's keep it 12, because that way it will be 30 and 56. Okay, so this is name. I will put email as well. Okay. Alright, so we are going to reduce the font size. We are going to use 16 for this. It's the normal placeholders. Yeah, so now we can make it 16 probably. Yeah. Okay, cool. And for this we will use the same text that we were using for this button. Okay, so this was Source Sans Pro semi-bold 20. Okay, we could have copy pasted that same button over here, but anyways, semi-bold 20, and the color will be white. Okay, cool. Yeah. Alright, so this is done. Now what we are going to do is we can make this a frame. Okay, and we'll keep this thing in center, and for this too also we can create, let's say we'll create a component, or let's create a component for this. So we'll create a component. Now there is no need to create two components. We could have created one and then copy pasted the email, but let's see, let's delete this thing. we'll take this and over here we'll put email. Okay, so if you decide to apply 8 pixel border to it, oops, yeah, so inside the component, I think if we add an 8 pixel border to it, so if I add an 8 pixel border to this, it will get applied to this as well. So that is the use of, you know, using components. So you just change the property for one and it will automatically apply everything, all those properties to all other components that were copy pasted from the same. Okay, so yeah, so this is the component and this is the copy of that component. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it. And for this rectangle we can make it little less dark. Let's say we can use the E5 and see automatically the background color got applied to this as well, so we don't need to do it again, right? So I think this is done now. Yeah, so the subscribe to the blog section is done. Now let's also make it responsive so that this thing will remain in the center. So for that, go to constraints and select center. Again for this, go to constraints and select center. So now if you select this frame and make it smaller or wider, it will still remain in the center of the page. Okay, so the subscribe section is done. Now the last part that we are going to do is this about, quick links and social, the main footer that we have over here, the footer section. Alright, and for that we are going to need a background. So I'll just copy paste, let's say, okay, let me come over here. So this is the design. So let me just copy paste. Okay, instead of copy paste, I'll just click on Alt and I'll drag so that I get a copy of this. Okay, and I'll resize it. Okay, and let's see how much distance. So I think we can, how much did we use over here? 72. Yeah, so over here also I think 64. So let's bring it down, make it 72. Alright, okay, so I think we will have to increase the height of our main frame. So let's go to home, select control and then just drag it down. Similarly for the rectangle, you can just drag the rectangle down. So we have got this. For this we are going to use the background of, I think it's F5. So F5. Okay, so there we have. Now we will add some text, and for this we are going to use Montserrat. And the font size is 20. Okay, so the font size we are going to keep as 20. This will be medium. So this will be about, the distance is 72. How much distance we want? 64. Okay, so -8. So this is about. Then we will need a section for resources. Then we'll need one more section. Social. Okay. So the text I'm just going to copy and paste from here. Okay. I'll just read it out for you guys so that you know what we have. The distance between these two we are going to keep 24. So the text I've written is Emily is a UK based food and travel blogger. She loves music festivals, cats and yoga. You can connect with her on Instagram. Okay, just a normal text, something that tells users who this girl is. Okay, and the layout that we are going to use is the about section will stick to the left, okay, and we are going to leave this one empty column on the left, and the social section is going to stick to the right, and we will have one empty column over here. And then these are the quick links which will have equal space. Okay, so the spacing between these three, like these two and these two, is going to be the same, okay, so that it doesn't look odd. All right, so again I'm copy pasting this quick links. Okay, and the distance will again keep as 24. The distance between these three links is 20. The font size, I'll tell you, this is Source Sans Pro 20 regular. Okay, and this is inside the card, okay, the cards that we designed that day, so that is the same font that we are using. Okay, Source Sans Pro 20. So we are reusing our font sizes. Oh my, this thing. Alright, so by mistake over there I had the font size as 18 pixels. So now we have corrected it to 20. And cool. Now for the icons I've used from this site called Ionicons. Okay, this is a very nice site if you want to use icons in your Figma design. This is open source, and over here we have a lot of icons that you can use for creating your designs. And at the very end we have this logos section, so you can just download the logos from here. So we have Pinterest, we have WhatsApp, YouTube, and Medium, Instagram, okay, Facebook, everything is there. You can just, whatever logo you want to use, just click on it, so you'll get this, and then just download the SVG file. Okay, so there you have the SVG file, and when you want to use it, you just drag it to your Figma file, and then you can resize it, but make sure that you set the constraint proportions so that it maintains the aspect ratio, and then whatever size you want, just hit enter. So 48, so about 48 by 48 pixels icon. Okay, so that way you can download all the icons from Ionicons and then you can use it. I'm not going to do all those things. Okay, I'm just going to copy paste it. It's very easy, guys. You just go to that site and then click on download SVG. Okay, cool. And this is 24. So now what we are going to do is we are going to make this thing responsive. So now this is done, almost this section is done, but we need to make it we need to apply some constraints to this design so that, you know, it is responsive just like all the other sections. So first we'll create a group of these two, okay, and then we'll create a group of all these links and the title, and then we'll create a group of this. Okay, before that let me tell you, this is a frame. Okay, for now if you want I can move these things out of the frame so that I can show you how we are going to do that. Okay, so you select all these icons. Okay, so they have got 32 pixel space between them. Just right click and do frame selection, and once you have done that, you do add auto layout. Okay, and you don't need to do anything over here. The importance of adding auto layout is that if you want to change the position of these icons, you can just change it by clicking your arrow keys. See? Okay, and also it will maintain the spacing 32 pixels that we have. Okay, so this is done. So we've got this group, you've got this group, and now let's create a group of these two as well. Okay, so now there we have. So we want to leave us one column space to the right and one column space to the left. Okay, so now to align, now to get the spacing between these three elements proper, so first you do top align to all these three, and then you do distribute horizontal spacing, and automatically it will distribute the spacing. Okay, so now we'll apply some constraints so that it becomes responsive. Now this thing is going to stick to the left, this thing is going to stick to the right, and this thing will remain in the center. Okay, so now you select home, and then if you do 1366, let's say, see, every time the one column is going to be empty over here and then over here. Okay, so we need to add constraint to this rectangle as well. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that now. So for this rectangle, the constraints are going to be left and right. Okay, so if you see now, it will, this rectangle has also become responsive now. All right, so this is up to you how much space you want to leave to the left and right. I've just designed it for MacBook Pro, and I think like you can leave one column empty for desktop use. For tablets and mobiles you can have some different layout, but for wider screens I think this is pretty neat and clean. Okay, now so this is done. Now the last section that we are going to add is the copyrights section. Okay, and I think, yeah, so we'll just move it 1 pixel down, so that is 64. All right, so now for this we are just going to add one horizontal line over here. Okay, and stroke will keep as. Okay, so not too dark, not too light, and the spacing between these two is going to be 64 pixels. Alright, now for copyrights we'll take a text, and yeah, so copyright icon you'll have to copy and paste from somewhere. Okay, so go to Google, type copyrights text symbol, and you can copy paste it from here. Okay, so you just Control C and you come over here and you can do Control V. Alright, so this is how we get the copyrights icon. So I'll write food and shovel blog 2021. Oops. And this is going to be Source Sans Pro, and the font size is going to be 16 pixels. We'll align it to the left, and the spacing between these two I think we are going to keep as 32. Okay. Alright, so that is done, and to the right we are going to say privacy policy, terms and conditions, disclosure. So for every blog we need to add this affiliate disclosure if we are using affiliate links, so we need to have it on all the pages. So it's always good to put this affiliate disclosure at the bottom, otherwise you can get sued if you don't mention that. Okay, and we are going to align it to the right, and the spacing is going to be 32. So now we'll make this thing responsive as well. We'll select this, and then we will just apply the constraints as right, and for this we will apply the constraints as left. And let's see how much space we have got between these two. This is 62. We can make it, okay, we can reduce it by 6 pixels. So just select this rectangle and reduce its height by 6 pixels. Oh, sorry, did it work? Okay, yeah, so let's see what we can do. This is 402. We need to keep as 396. Okay, and then we'll also select our frame, main frame, and then we'll press on control and then resize this. Alright, so this is pretty much done, guys. We can now check how this is looking. Okay, so what I did just there is that I set it to fit width to screen, and then I've just hidden the Figma UI so that you can see everything clearly. Okay, so there we have our footer ready to go. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and that completes our food and travel blog design in Figma. So we will be creating more videos, but we'll try to create on some other topics like typography, style guide, so that you guys get an idea of how to choose the fonts, you know, what font size, and how to select the various font sizes for titles, subtitles, then paragraphs, and all the other small elements that you have on screen for that. So that's it, guys. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. And alright, and if you have anything, you can just let me know. I'll create a video on it. So if there is any topic that you want me to make a video on, just let me know in the comments section too. Okay guys, thank you, thanks for watching. If you do like, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you.